Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am here right now, and I'm going to unbox a Sandoflex. So this is what I use all the time. Everybody uses, everybody asks me what I use, and I use the Sandoflex. I just got a new one in, and I actually wanted to do a couple of things. One, we're going to set it up, and we'll go through that. And number two, I want to do a test because I've always thought to myself, now I'm not sponsored by Sandaflex or Norton, but it is my favorite thing. I'm going to be selling it on sawvalley.com. The store is actually opening soon. I've ordered a bunch of saber-tooth bits. I'm getting some carving bars, but the carving bars are back ordered, so it's going to be a long time until the bars come. And then sprockets. We're going to do sprockets. We're going to do sandpaper because sandpaper is going to be the key. But yeah, so we'll go into my shop here. Hopefully this will work. And let's see if I can get this thing to come down. Come on down, buddy. There we go. Perfect. Nice. Okay. So what I like to do with this, and you have to get it right. When you're setting up these Sandoflex, I'm going to shut this 1 second so we don't have tons of back noise. There. So when you're setting up a Sandoflex, let me click on another light. This is going to be a one-take video, hopefully. Let's see. So it comes with this. You got to get it right through. Obviously, you put it through here. This is where the top part comes out. This screw goes on top of it, and then it goes. So you got to kind of do it right. Now, over the years, I've messed these up the first time, and it's so frustrating because then it's off or it doesn't go through all the way. So what I like to do is I open up my vise a little bit, put it on a vise or put it somewhere where you can hammer it good. And then you don't want to break it, but you also got you want to get it like done, set it and then punch it in. And boom, straight through. We got it. Now it's literally ready to go up. And what's funny is this is my old one after years. So they last a long time. You could replace these brushes. I will have replacements on the brushes. But what happens is, oh, let's see. Look at this. That's what's holding on my one. So, I got my use out of it. That's for sure. Now, these things I'm trying to track down. I always get asked about it. I get it from a Bob King's site. I think Titan has one, and I'm gonna find one for Saw Valley for Canadians and get that on there. But one thing I like to do is I kind of put them on. This thing's set back so long. Put it on here, and then I put it right to the top, like right at the front part, just because you don't want any play. And the thing about these things is they bend and warp. So if you fall or break, this thing falls and breaks, it's a pain in the ass. But because this is not a paid video, I've always wondered, and I'm going to test it out right now because the paper with the new ones into the paper that comes with these replacements, I've always wondered if this is longer because I've always thought that this one, the first one of these always is the best and it always seems to last the longest. From what I gathered, this is 80 grit, possibly 100. This is 120. And I love 100 grit. I'm going to have 100 grit on my site. Lee Valley and other stores don't tend to sell that. I think 100 grit is the best one. 80 fluffs up a bunch. It leaves a lot of fluffies. So when you do use 80, in the right circumstance, it works great. If you're trying to take off a lot and really polish it out, it does work good. But you have to grab the torch and quickly flash burn off all the fluffs before you go and stain on the next one, where 120 doesn't do enough. It doesn't do enough for me, so I don't typically use it. So, and setting these up, we'll go through the setup on these too, since we're doing like a full meal deal here. So this is, what grade is that? R228. I don't know. I don't see anything that defines what it is, but let's see if it's a different length than the 120, because I've always wondered. Because for some reason, the paper just seems to last longer. No, they're about the same, but it is a much different paper quality, you know? Purple. This is 120, so let me see if I can find an 80. I know I got them. Oh, here's 100. Nice. So this is 100, and I believe that this would be, so this is 80 grit. This is 100 grit. I prefer 100, so I'm actually going to put 100 grit on it. And the thing about these, I like to put it between my legs, but since we're here, I'm going to try to do it like this so you guys can see. So what I'll do is I'll tighten this up real good. Tighten, 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 and then slide it in. And then as I'm sliding it in, I'll pull the one out. And then I pull the next one out. Oh, it's so awkward holding it like this to show the camera. Normally I have it between my legs. So I'll tighten it, and then on we go. Oh, I'm trying to look at the camera and do it. This is so awkward. Okay, it's too awkward to do. So I'll just turn this camera down here, and then you can see it. There we go. That's better. So go like this, tighten it in. Pick one of the longer ones from like right here. I hold this part, and then slide it in. And then as I go, I pull out the next, pull out the next. Boom, boom. Come on, baby. It's so tight. Gotta love a new one. And then down. And then I go do this. Push it all nice and firm. Get it locked in. Grab the top. You feed it. There's a little like kind of driving force here. You feed it into where the crack of the cardboard is. And a lot of people make their own, and to each their own, right? Like I personally don't like to make my own. That's just my own personal thoughts on that. Um, I find that the bang for your buck, you know, if you include it into the cost of what you're selling your piece for, this does work well because you can normally get, you know, 3, 4, 5 good sands, like carvings out of that, and for $10 or $18 for a refill, I find that to be a cost-effective thing for me. So now let's see if this will work. Okay, so now that I've got it kind of the lengthwise, I normally would do it on a sculpture. Okay, there we go. There. So I do it onto the wood, and then it'll pull tight the paper. And when it's a looser paper or the bristles are not as big, you'll find it whop, it'll snap out. So then you can just unscrew this, pop it up, and shift it out to get your desired length. So if you need more or less, you just do that, and then it self feeds, or it doesn't self feed, but you just lift it, click it, and then it'll pop out once you put pressure on it and get it going even more. So that's why I really enjoy using the Sandiflex. Ooh, don't hit my head, because it just seems to it just works better for me, you know, like when I'm carving, it's fast. You can just grab it, go, boom, you're done. And uh and it is my favorite sander. You know, there's a lot of other sanders that we can talk about, and I think over the next season, this fall, I'm going to try to pump out a video like this every Tuesday. And if I get the time, I'm going to do quick how-tos on Thursday, like I was saying. But you know, sometimes just the weeks get by me and I don't have time for editing. But with these like quick talking videos, I can do it. So For myself, I absolutely love the Norton Sandiflex. I am going to be selling them on my website. It'll be sawvalley.com. We're setting up the store now. We're waiting on orders from them. As soon as we get the orders in, we're putting it all together. And my wife and I are going to start running everything. We're going to have our t-shirts. We're going to do t-shirts. We'll have some banner stuff, which is this, um, and kits. I want to do like my favorite bits and why. And we're going to do that like next week. We'll probably talk about the new whispers for Sabertooth and then different tools. And if you guys have any ideas or comments or things you want to see or things you have questions about or tools that I use that you may not have purchased but you want to see why I use them, let's do that. So that will be something that we're going to do here. Let's engage. I want to try to keep it going and really start to push forth the carving world and get everybody more active in carving. We're going to do some hand carving videos next week. I'm going to be doing a Dremel versus Ryobi. I haven't had time to do that yet, but for now, it's time to carve. So that's my thoughts on the Sandoflex. It's the Norton Sandoflex. Uh, my website will have them. I think Bob King has them. I'm not sure. They're easy to find. Amazon has them. Lee Valley has them. But I'm going to make sure that for myself, I kind of beat the prices on Lee Valley because I do think Lee Valley charges a little bit too much. But they're a huge company, and that's the way it is. So thank you so much for watching. My name's Ryan Cook and this is how I use, set up, and um, just wanted to talk about unboxing a new Sandflex and show and compare the sandpaper. I guess I was wrong. So my only thoughts are on the Sandflex as to why the first ones last so long would probably be the bristles. I bet you that's the case. And yeah, so that's about it. See you later.